I'm going to try and tell you something really quickly before I get my lunch. So for the last 5 years, my mum has had problems losing iron. And 5 years ago, I was living in Dubai. I'm on Skype. I was telling my mum, you have leaky gut. You need to sort it out. You need to be taking this, this, and this to start to repair the gut. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to get worse. So she's been backwards and forwards to the hospital for 5 years, and the doctors don't know what's wrong with you. Cameras up and down her, the whole job. Don't know what's wrong with you, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Mum, you have a leaky gut. It's caused by gluten. This is because you eat too much gluten and you eat too much sugar, but mainly bread is the concern. So anyways, I come back from Dubai. I'm now in the UK. She's continuously got worse. No iron, gets to the point where she really can't breathe, zero energy, but it's the breathing that's a problem. And now she's in a lot of pain with all of her joints. She was saying this morning that her whole body's hurting, everything's hurting, and she thinks she's now getting arthritis. So again, I was like, Mum, it's gluten, and please stop eating it. Anyways, trying to cut the story short here, eventually, after numerous tests over the last 5 years with the hospital, they then turned around and said, we think your small bowel may be leaking. So I was like, result, finally, they've said exactly what I've been telling her for the last however many years now. Is she going to start listening? Because I'm telling her it's caused by gluten. Anyway, so basically what's happening is every time I tell her, she starts it for a few days, then turns around and says there's no food to eat. There's just nothing. She won't eat fruit, she won't eat vegetables, she won't drink water, she won't cook food. All she wants is easy options, and there's nothing you can do for someone who isn't willing to put the effort in to, help themselves. Because she's been really ill, again, the last few days, she's cut it out, but she's just not eating. She's really, really limited with the food at the minute. And it's not going to last, because those cravings will start to kick in as well, because that's what gluten is. It's addictive. It's the yeast, it's the sugar, it's like those parasites. I keep saying you've got all of this bad bacteria inside of your gut, and it's the bad bacteria that want that gluten, that's why you're craving it so much. So we just need to remove it, But anyways, it's a struggle with gluten for so many people. I've been there with gluten as well. It's something that I had to wean myself off, and it did take me a while. But I really wanted to get it out of my diet because I knew how bad it was creating so much inflammation. So all of this with my mum has been caused by gluten. Not just, the gluten, it's because she's also had antibiotics in the past, and that's destroyed her gut microbiome, never been repaired. But unless you're willing to say, all right, enough is enough, then you're never going to get well. It's just, you are going to continue down the cycle of getting worse. This is what will happen. Now, with me, I'm always about, let's not think about what we have to remove, but think about what we can do to replace foods. Like I've said, yes, rye has the grains in, which will also be inflammatory because you have a sensitivity to the grains. But it's better than having, the white bread and even the brown breads. All of these are really destroying the small intestine. Doesn't even want to do that. But you've got to do things in small steps, and you do have to replace things. Start with, your green smoothies, make an effort and do them. We've got to stop making excuses. If you want to get well, if you want to feel well, you have to put the work in. So there's so many people out there who are dealing with illnesses and they're not looking at the foods they're eating. They're going to the doctors are saying, here's a pill, take it, but you're not getting to the root cause, and that is the problem. And they're looking at celiac disease, but there is a major gluten insensitivity going on. So many people have gluten sensitivities, and it's creating so many health problems. Obviously, we know thyroid issues are created by gluten sensitivity, and things like migraines and headaches and arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, all of these, inflammation, just because of gluten, and all the grains as well. The grains are a problem. So think about your food choices. Just one last thing. My mum said to me, but why can other people eat loads of bread and they've not got any problems? And I was like, because we're all so unique. We have bio-individuality that makes us so different. We've all got a different gut microbiome. We're all going to react to things differently, just like people who've had the injections so far. Some people say they're okay. Other people, serious health problems. Some have gone blind, some are paralyzed. It's going to react differently in your body. We are so unique. And also stay away from anything that says gluten-free, because the gluten-free products, half of them contain corn, which is also a grain that's highly inflammatory, and it will destroy your gut. No gluten-free. You've got to turn more to plant-based foods.